What's up everybody, it's Man of Low Moral Fiber here, my name's Luke, and in this video I will be playing through Heroes Pass at Overpower level 8 using Melee Zer0. The reason I'm running through Heroes Pass today, even though I've done it before, is because YouTube has recently enabled 60 FPS playback. In order to watch this video at 60 FPS, I recommend you use Chrome, but I think Internet Explorer works as well, and it will be interesting to see going forward if other viewing platforms end up getting the 60 FPS support, most notably Firefox in my opinion, but I'm also interested to see if the app will soon get 60 FPS playback as well, because I think that will be really nice. Until then though, like I said, I recommend watching this video on Chrome. Heroes Pass is obviously the last map from the main campaign of Borderlands 2, and I find it pretty enjoyable. It's actually one of my favorite maps in the game because of its mix of enemies and fast-paced gameplay. Now this particular power loader was difficult for me to slag. I think that had to do with me trying to slag him before he was fully destructed, but that's okay because I'm going to kill him here with a critical melee hit. Anyway, back to the 60 FPS thing, and this being one of my favorite maps. This particular map has a good mix of enemies. We're going to get all sorts of different types of loaders. I don't think there are any hot loaders in this map, but all other types of loaders I think do make an appearance, at least from the vanilla game at least. Obviously our loaders don't make an appearance or anything like that, but power loaders, rocket loaders, exploders, gun loaders, etc., ion loaders, they all make an appearance. We also get varied Hyperion personnel like these guys here. These Predators can be real tough because they can have damage over time rocket launchers that can be extra devastating, and we'll also get some Constructors and Surveyors throughout this map as well. And I think that makes this map pretty fun to play through. It also has some narrow corridors that I think should be fun to watch at 60 FPS. It also has some major pinch points like this here, where you actually have to jump across this bridge and fight several of these rocket loaders, exploders, gun loaders, and Hyperion snipers and spooks, which is pretty fun. And overall, this map is really enjoyable. Now before the DLC came out, this was one of the best maps to actually run through, up there with Southpaw Steam and Power and the Bloodshot Stronghold, I think, were everyone's three favorites, or at least the three most popular for videos and stuff like that I had noticed. And I really enjoy all three of those maps, but I actually enjoyed this one the most. I think that it's a really fun map. Now speaking of, this was one of the best maps from the vanilla game. One of the problems I'm currently having with Borderlands 3 sequel is that it does feel very much like an unfinished game, and that's kind of unfortunate. Obviously Borderlands 2 did get a lot better once the DLC came out. I didn't think the game was very fun until Ultimate Vault Hunter came out. It was almost unplayably easy in a few ways, and that's kind of how I feel about Borderlands 3 sequel now. But, even without Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, the game still feels rather unfinished. For example, in Borderlands 2, every manufacturer type for every weapon they made had a legendary weapon of that type. For example, for sniper rifles, Jacobs had the Skull Masher, Vladoff had the Lyuda, Maliwan had the underwhelming Volcano, Dahl had the very underwhelming Pitchfork, and, just things like that really made the game feel kind of complete, even though the DLC really added a lot to it. Obviously, my favorite DLC for gear is probably Captain Scarlet's Pirate's Booty, but Tina's obviously added quite a bit of awesome stuff as well. But once the DLC started coming out for Borderlands 2 began to feel way more complete, and it became a better game in my opinion. However, the fact that Borderlands 3 sequel currently doesn't have a legendary for every manufacturer's weapon type is a little bit disconcerting, and that's just something that is a little bit irritating for me. Obviously, they are probably just leaving space to make sure that they will have enough room to add all the assets they need when they make the DLCs for the game, because with Borderlands 2 they ran out of space to actually add more assets, weapons, items, etc. to the game because of console RAM limitations and the way that this game is actually made. And that's kind of irritating. It sucks that PC games have to be retarded and hampered by console limitations, and that's just the way that it is, and it kind of sucks. Hopefully the industry will move away from that in the coming years and upcoming time periods and everything like that. Obviously at launch the PS3 and Xbox 360 were more powerful relative to contemporary computers than the Xbox One and PS4 were. So as much as the Xbox 360 and PS3 ended up actually retarding games late in their life cycle, we're going to see even more extreme instances of that with the Xbox One and PS4. And it's a little bit sad. In fact, we're already seeing it now with companies like Ubisoft making claims that 30 FPS is more cinematic. That's bullshit. That's just fucking disgusting, to be honest with you. 30 FPS is just gross. But, you know, that's just the way it is, and it's going to be that way until consoles finally die. And that's just kind of shitty. But, you know, we'll get around it and we'll try to deal with it, I guess. Luckily, YouTube's finally got their shit together and we can actually watch 60 FPS videos now, and that's really nice. I think that that will actually end up changing some people's minds. I've already seen it on my channel even, you know, the relatively small scale that it is, that some people are like, wow, I didn't even know 60 FPS looked this good. It does. And trust me, I play every game I play at 120 FPS if I can. And with a 5960X overclocked to 4.4 GHz and an NVIDIA 980, I can play most games at 120 FPS. And damn it, it is awesome. I have a 120 Hz monitor, and it's awesome. You know, it's 1,000 times better than 30 FPS, and yes, 120 FPS is better than 60 FPS. That's just the way it is. Yes, I can easily tell the difference. The rumors that, oh, the human eye can't see over 30 FPS, that's just horseshit. Anyone dumb enough to believe that shouldn't be allowed to drive, vote, or make decisions for themselves. That's just stupid. I don't even know how someone could think that. But we're going to move past that. Like I said, Heroes Pass is one of my favorite maps in the game. We're getting to another pinch point here. We got past that first little part there where there's that constructor on the roof. It's actually possible to get up to that constructor and melee him, but I find it a little bit safer to take him out with the Pimpernel. Obviously the Pimpernel is very, very devastating with Boar. At level 72 or OP8, Zer0 can get access to Death Blossom and Mini Must Fall, which are kind of requisites for Melee Zer0. And he can get access to Boar as well, which is really, really nice, and it makes for a complete Zer0. And some people say that they really like having to make choices and really, you know, kind of get a concise and simple playstyle by not being able to pick up all the skills in the skill tree. But, you know, I still think at level 72, given the option, I would like to have Critical Ascension and Mini Must Fall and Death Blossom, because I think it would be awesome. So it's not like, you know, you can still have a simple cover-all build or anything, even at level 72. Obviously, I use a different build for raid bosses than I do for melee gameplay, and that's just the fact of the matter. And so I would really like for Borderlands the pre-sequel to go ahead and get Ultimate Vault Hunter mode and more access to the skill trees and everything. I really haven't explored Athena's right skill tree yet, but it will be interesting to actually do that, and I'm excited for that. And I'm going to start testing some of those weapons and everything soon. But I really enjoy playing Borderlands 2 because it currently feels like a more complete game. Obviously, DLC was planned for a long time. For Borderlands 3 sequel, we have the first DLC character, Handsome Jack's doppelganger, coming up very soon on November 11th. And so it will be interesting to see, once all the DLC comes out, if that game, Borderlands 3 sequel, begins to feel more complete, because currently it does feel like an incomplete game, and that's kind of a shame. And again, the reason that is because of console limitations. And, you know, I frankly find it absolutely disgusting. But we're going to go ahead and kill this badass constructor here. Boar's going to help us out with killing him. And then there's one more sergeant loader up here on this stairway. So we're going to kill him as well, and then that will be pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little run through of the Heroes Pass and me ranting about some of my issues with consoles holding back games like Borderlands the pre-sequel. As always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. I'm going to show you my gear and skill build real quick here. Otherwise, guys, I do hope to catch you next time, and I will be getting back to some Borderlands pre-sequel content very soon. One more time, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.